Okay. Um, Man, it's been kind of mentally breaking down uh, with the things they do to me. Uh, as I can, as I said many times, I make videos and talk about all the things they do to me. And yesterday, it was just rougher in regard of my breakdown. But this is how things are gonna go in my head. There's nothing I can do about it. It's just having to deal with the nasty things that make me experience. I was when when I make videos about what they do to me, I always want to break to talk about all the things they've done to me, because they want you to identify with the things they make you experience, and that's nasty. But these pedos do these things. They're low life, they're cowards, but this is nothing new. Many others have said that. There's just people who sold their soul for this to these entities, but there's a price for the things they do. The price will be collected one way or another, but it's gonna be collected. Um, and in the meantime, it's just so hard to maintain your cool, because with me, what they do is, listen. I know this is not a spiritual in the sense of, like, this is a human experimentation. It's not even a human experimentation. It's using human being to continue to develop this weapon, right? It's not just experimenting. It's for the development of this technology. The more brain they do this to, the better it becomes. The more they can break people, the better this technology, the more refined it can be. That's it. And I understand that. It's like you see those computer learning machines. They need a lot of samples. The more samples they have, the better they can manipulate, the better they get. The more brain they do this to, the more they can be more precise in manipulations and have more. It's just like, this is like a research and development type of program, and it's disgusting. But you can't say it's sadistic, because doing these things to people to create those results they want to make this technology better is foul. Um, and what happened is, your brain with time just is broken down and reconstructed in different ways. They pattern you and repattern you in a new ways. In a new way that they just break you down and put you back together with this new version of thinking. And they want you to accept these things. And they use different tactics to gaslight you. Not only you experience these things 24/7, but there's people over there who used different fashion to make you believe these things. That you are. Now you are. They use this tonality. Oh, you are. And thankfully for me, I see who's talking to me. But even in my brain, even if I know how weak and coward-like these people are, and obviously frauds, my brain is trying to see them in a way I should look at them in a respectable way. As I'm seeing right now, this perps are sitting outside trying to counter this, right? They're working for these entities, these governmental entities. That's their job. They're assigned to disturb me when I make this video, because they want my brain to get back into that pattern of just not thinking logical. That's their job. They know these things. They know you're out here just yelling things just for nothing. They want my brain to get back into that way of thinking. They don't want me to think of these things in a rational way. They want me to have these perceptions that they created. But their job is to do that. Right now, there's somebody outside yelling, singing, and making noise campaign, and playing dumb. That's his job. And so for me, they've done things that are very pedophilia-centric. They talk about, you see, even speaking has been manipulated now. My speech is no longer mine. And I think I should show what I'm talking about in the next thing. You'll see a slide of a video I made 3 weeks ago, about 3-4 weeks ago. And it's about this father holding this little girl. It's very wholesome. The little girl is an adorable little baby. And they were giving me these stimulations and sensations. I said, no, that's how you feel. That's how you would react when you were that young. When you were like a 13, 14-year-old kid. Or even younger, when you're 12 years old. Or even younger, when you were just 9 years old or 10 years old. And forcing me to accept these ways of reacting, because this is how you should accept you used to think when you were a kid. It's not true. Now, I know what I did when I was a kid in 8th grade. I did something stupid to myself as a child. I keep talking about it so much because to them it's like, oh, I'll burn for that. Because as a kid in 8th grade, I did something to myself. And they're trying to say, you see that's proof. Because you see what you did as a kid to yourself. They create their versions. Like, you use her hand. They try to use all different things. When I was a child, I was like, no. Kids can do stupid things, right? And so now, when I look at kids of all ages, all whatever, they find ways to make me perceive them in different ways. And when it's the little ones, they try to be like, no, that was you when you were like a kid. Especially little girls. It's the worst. But this is the nasty things that make me experience. Now, there's so many stupidity in illogicalness in this. One, you know that you're an adult. You're not a child. So you tell me, like, what? You're making my brain be a child again? That's illogical. But that's what they do. They manipulate you to think in these disturbing ways, but not making you think. They just manipulate you and manipulate your memory as a child. When I was a child, I didn't look like a child, another child or baby like that, and be like, get the stimulation. No. That's what you make me experience. They give me sensation, stimulation, and try to say that, no, try to create something that try to make me think of me as a kid and try to create that in my childhood and try to create. I'm in my mid-30s. Actually, it's turning, I'm in my mid-30s, but toward the end. This is the things they do. And then it was so nasty. They were trying to make me imagine a kid at that age having this, like, no. You're making me experience these things. And first of all, I'm a grown man. I know what you guys do. These people actually have these things where they manipulate people to think in this pedophilia way. Many others have talked about it. Almost all targeted individuals are forced to see child porn in their mind. This is what they do. They make you be something you're not. They make you think in a way that you would not think naturally. And it's pedophilia-centric. And with me, they do these pedophilia things and then be like, no, that's how you felt when you were a child. And then it's like, but remember, then they try to make me feel the same thing I'm feeling today and put it in my childhood. And so that's how you felt. You see, we match those two together. It's matching. We're matching. You feel like this now. So what we're doing is just matching to what you felt when you were a kid. And it's falsified. But on top of that, then they talk about, but what you actually did as a kid. What a child can do as a kid in middle school is a kid. Is impulsive as a child doing something stupid, right? And they use this moment to like, you see, that's proof. What we're doing is we're not doing the pedophilia type of torture. And they use these childlike people who are supposed to make you accept these things. No, what we're doing, we're just matching. It's you. You see what you did as a kid? So you as a 35-year-old now, you should think that it's you because, we matched it. These people who specifically do the pedophilia type of torture. They be humiliated because the obviousness of what they do is out there, right? Their job is to gaslight you. They're supposed to make you believe that it's you. But anybody who's like a tiny sense of intelligence will understand. They do the pedophilia type of torture. It doesn't take much. That's what they do. I've shown so many testimonials of many people saying the same thing. Matter of fact, in a survey when they were taking 1,000, almost all of them, out of 1,000 people who was taking this survey, these people were all target individuals. Out of 1,000, almost all of them said that they get this child porn implanted in their mind, which is pedophilia. Women are saying they're doing this program perversion and aim it toward children. This trans woman, Jackie, may she rest in peace, literally said, they tried to change who I am, making me think, putting this thought of pedo. She stopped herself. You heard all the testimony of this woman. Mariana, she said literally, they make me smell baby powder. And then they do the pedophilia type of torture. So it's obvious. And that doesn't end there. Like I said, that survey, almost all of these people who took a survey, who are target individual, who get this P2K, say something about child porn being planted in their brain. The first petition that I saw about target individual, because target individual make a lot of petitions. One of the symptoms was remote pedophilia. So basically, remotely make somebody have pedophilia experiences. So they're like, no, but we actually see when you're a kid. Well, obviously, they know reality. These people do the pedophilia type of torture. But to add the cherry, to add this cherry, these people work for entities like the DoD, DARPA, CIA. These people work for these entities who are the architects. They're the people in charge. They're the people with the money. They're the people contracting these laws. They're the people coming up with these protocols. They're the people coming up with the technology. These people are the real people behind this program. This trash are here are just contracted by these entities. These entities randomly happen to have a large, sorry, let me repeat that, a problem, a systematic problem, a pattern of a problem, which is pedophilia. This BuzzFeed article, came out talking about the documents that they requested 10 years ago and finally got it. And they were saying people all over in different branches, from the DoD to DARPA to CIA and other like specific DoD branches, with pedophilia, child porn downloaded on their laptop, on their computers, government computers. Others were actually fired because they did something to 2-year-old and 6-year-old. Child porn, that is so much of it, like thousands. Some of these people were even like subscribing to this like child porn website that would like provide new content, subscriptions to it. And they're like, no, what you're doing right now, what you're experiencing is how you'll feel like when you're a kid. And not the fair things that we do to people. It's like, no, they are. No, you make me experience what you make Jackie experience, Mariana experience, Mara experience. You make me think about kids in these pedophilia ways. It's not me when I was a child, and I'm not a child today. So you do what you do. And you understand that. And they keep saying how they're going to rape me and do this and that. They tell me how I'm going to be framed. I got this thing I have to go to go because I miss a mail, which because they distract you and they make it hard for you to function. It's hard for you to like focus. And I'm like, whatever's going to happen to me is not going to stop what's going to happen to you. Yeah, these people think that my torture, my screamings, my cries, my tears, my whatever, my health, my death is going to change what's going to happen to them. Since I got targeted, I know this whole world is not about me. And that's why the thing is going to happen to them. So much things have happened to even people involved in this. I've seen COVID starting, and I'm in New York. I just moved to New York. While some of the people watching me dying ended up dying from this. I remember when this all started, everybody was like making fun of, because I remember it's 2019, late 2019, August 2019. It was horrible for me because at that point it's just too much. It's just like you couldn't deal with it. I was like contemplating really killing myself. And I'm glad that I got all the testimonial that gave me strength, because I was like, I can't live with these things like happening in my brain. It's just too nasty. And I was like, I'd rather die than turn into what they were trying to make me, because they lyric condition. Because 2 nights even, I was in bed. And they were not in bed, but I was sleeping. And the way they were bringing up this father and this little beautiful little kid, this baby, this adorable little baby, and how they tried to turn me and condition me to think about her in this sexual way, it's so disgusting. And then tried to make me think that was how you think as a kid. No, you obviously making me think like this today. And now, and then try to make me think that that's how I felt when I was a kid. I will never subscribe to these things. I was never. And what you make me experience is what you make me experience today. Is what you make me experience in my memories. Now, what a child is capable of doing as kids are stupid. I know they know that. They have kids. Some of them are, parents of kids, and they can, go talk to your 8th grader kid or somebody who just turned 14. You'll know he's a child. That's what a child is. They know very much, and they know better than me. And so this nasty shit, nasty stimulation that I'm experiencing today is what they make me experience. I said this before. I can't speak again. This is how I want to lose my voice. Saying the things that they obviously try to block out. As much as they try to reconstruct my brain in different ways, they have departed me so much. When I speak, this is not what I'm experiencing in my brain. In my brain, it feels like, oh my gosh, this is how you were, this is how you felt, and then this is how you should feel. This makes sense that you feel like this because you felt like that when you're a kid, and then you truly felt like that when you're a kid. It feels like that in my brain, but I know it's what they control. Reality is they make you feel like that. They make you feel experiences like that. And even that logic is so stupid to think like, no, what we're doing to you is making you think the way you used to think when you were a kid. So in every way you look at it, it sounds like nonsensical, but that's the point. They do these things to people. And so today when I look at these kids, this adorable little baby that was so it's disturbing. It's so disgusting. I would look at that like, oh, this is so, what an adorable little girl. Now it's, stimulation and sexual sensation is nasty. Nasty. And I cannot relive how I would think. I cannot be me again. If I try, they're going to implant that stimulation. It's crazy. It's a lot of mind manipulation. That's what this technology is capable of doing. It overrides your ways of thinking. It's like something just takes over. Like they have the ability to just counter. Listen, I'm not a technical individual. I understand this has to do with some kind of ways and capturing your brain and having the ability to then control your brain and override your brain once they have that. Like this, I understand this. I'm not going to go into the specific of how they have the ability to do that, but I've heard people much smarter than me explain it or give an idea of how this is done. But this is what these people are hired and contracted to do. Is to make you accept this new version of how your brain is being overridden with and make you feel guilty. Now, it is disturbing to have to deal with this. This is why people kill themselves. But these people, they don't even need to do that to push people to kill themselves. This is maybe more of like more sophisticated technology. But when they do this gang stalking and just do all these crazy things around you and you have no idea, that can push somebody to suicide too. Especially if you don't know about it. If you know about it, then it's okay. You can deal with it. But if you don't know about it, it can really push you. Because I never, the one time I've ever felt truly depressed, truly, I mean depression, real depression, not what they make me experience today, because now nothing I experience is not natural anymore. They have to do these things, like it just doesn't feel natural. But I've been depressed at one point when I didn't know, before I came to this place, when everything was breaking down. It's like just didn't make sense. And you just find yourself alone and not understanding. That moment was the worst for me. Today, it's disgusting. It's disturbing. They almost try to break your self-image. But once you control yourself, once you understand what this is happening, you start looking at yourself properly. It's nasty. But it hurt. It just, ugh. It's so nasty. And then you hear people try to make you accept. They're yelling, they're screaming, they're saying all these things to try to make you accept. And your body's breaking down too. So it's mentally, but also physically, you're just not doing well. So like I'm supposed to be cleaning around here. I can't even function properly. I'm so tired and fatigued because of the things they do. But one thing is for sure. I am thankful that I didn't have to live their life. I'm telling you, these people are not living life. As fatigued and unhealthy and as disturbing as the things I'm experiencing day in and day out, their life is scarier. Because they are functional. These people can do things, and they have a future. That is scary to know that you involve yourself in these nasty things, and all these things that can happen to you that can even be worse than whatever I'm going to go through. And not meaning that They don't even need to be tortured. We're talking about anything. Anything can push them to a level that I'm on, or even further than me, and I'm being tortured in the worst ways. These people can, and it has happened. People have killed themselves that worked on doing things to me, or involved themselves or participated in some fashion. One man I remember, and I can never forget because I used to get super frustrated, because he would say things like this like scripted things they say, and he'll say something about awkward, and I remember I was just so mad. And now it'll be like, man, yeah, say things, and when once the calls are over, I will like, go F yourself, you pieces, you look at it, whatever. I'll get mad, right after everything is turned off. This man ended up killing himself. No, I didn't wish for him to kill himself, to be honest. But I was just frustrated. It's like, why are you, I know what you guys do. You guys are a bunch of low-life pedophiles. This is what you guys, the things I say. This man killed himself. Obviously, he had other things going on. But I'm talking about people who are not the most strong mentally, too. And those strong mentally people that involve themselves, they break down even further than you. Because they now stand on nothing but this nastiness that they do to people. Can you imagine your day in and day out to try to manipulate somebody to think about kids in this ways? And then try to say, no, we proved it because you, when you're in 8th grade, as a child. Can you imagine a grown man and a woman with self-respect? And then condition your brain, literally forcing you to get stimulation and move your libido and move your private area. They literally have to, every time there's children. Oh, they know the child's going to be there. Oh, stimulate me. And they're like, no, we proved it because we matched it to you when you were in 8th grade as a child. You're in your 30s. I don't know if you had an idea of, go talk to somebody in middle school right now. That should just explain everything. And on top of that, to find out that this entity is empowering them, there's the reason why you hear this noise campaign around me. These entities, there is so much problem with pedophilia. This guy, they caught downloading thousands of child porn on his government device. That's why you hear this person try to make noise campaign. He's somebody in law enforcement. Because he's trying to cover that up. Because it's humiliating. They're making fun of them. It's like, how can you even work? These people don't even work. They're downloading child porn, that much to child porn? How can you even have time to work? CIA agent raping children? That's the things they say. And you hear this person try to do noise campaign because they have to make me subscribe to these things. Now we match it to you when you're a kid. They know what they sold the soul to. What they've done to kids. They torture even babies. As for me, I'm listening to somebody saying you raped a child, using a tonality too. This trash are low lives. Whatever's gonna happen to me, I'm just so thankful I didn't have to live life doing what they do. Well, these people work for entities that actually do things to children, even raping them or whatever the CIA agent did to the 2-year-old and the 6-year-old. Their job is to manipulate me to experience these nasty things and talk about me as a child. Of course it will come back. So when and how? But in the meantime, I'm like, leave this nasty low-lifeness. I will run to whatever's going to happen to me. It's my duty. It's going to be painful. I don't want to. I'm not that brave. I don't want the pain. It's going to be some terrible things. Do you tell me about rape? Whoever is going to be, I'm going to run to that person. You tell me I'm going to get raped, I'm going to run to that person. One thing I don't want to give them is a sense of strength. To tell them that I'd rather get raped and being tortured than having to live this way. Coward, pedophilia, low-lifeness. They don't know what's going to happen to them. Even rape is better than, even me getting raped is better than doing what they do. I'd rather the cowardness, the low-lifeness, the weakness, the pedophilia-ness of all this, the trashiness, they're clowns. And they use this tonality to try to make me feel intimidated. But they're waiting for you. It's okay. Let's go die there. What's waiting for you? TBD, huh? So my target individual, stay strong.